some. Freeze! Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Check it out, y'all. How low can you go? Can you go down low? All the way to the floor? How low can you go? Can you bring it to the top?
Please welcome back the Sabres from Sartell. And let's welcome your Moorhead Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to beautiful Jim Goda Stadium. At this time, please rise. Raising our flag this evening are staff and students from Reinertson Elementary School. The principal is Josh St. Louis, and the assistant principal is Tiffany Nagel. The colors are being presented tonight by Sergeant Scott Pistoris, Sergeant Laddie Beta, and K-9 Officer and 2011 Spud grad Zach Johnson. Please remain standing until the colors are retired. Tonight, the national anthem is being sung by members of the Horizon Middle School 5th through 8th grade choirs under the direction of Mrs. Degranis and Mrs. D'Amico. Thank you. And once again, we would like to welcome as a team, the Sabres of Sartell St. Stephen. And now let's meet tonight's kickoff kid from Reinertsen, Ethan Lighthizer. His fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Larson, says Ethan is a great leader at Reinertsen. He demonstrates consistency, he's responsible, respectful, safe, and kind. Thank you, Ethan, a spectacular role model. And now let's welcome your Moorhead Spuds as a team head coach. Everybody up for the kickoff!
Thank you and good evening. Tonight from Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead, the Spuds are ready to take on Sartell. It's homecoming, Kent McLeod, and that brings on all kinds of activities and memories for years to come.
Absolutely. We were just talking earlier. I remember our homecoming game, only it was at Nemzik. And we got beat 7-6 by Superior, Wisconsin.
Well, that was great rivalry games through Moorhead and Superior. Tremendous matchups.
Nobody could tackle Pat Paquette, who went on to play at the University of Minnesota. He was a big man.
We are ready to kick off and get this game underway as the Spuds will kick it left to right. That means that Sartell will have first possession. And we'll take a look at them in just a moment as the approach on the game is away. And the kick is off to the far side and deep and gathered at the 5, picked up, bobbled, and then trying to return. It comes loose. He's got a step and then got tackled from behind around the 22-yard line. That was a dangerous-looking play all the way around. It had one step away from maybe becoming dangerously close to a touchdown.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to have him pinned down real deep because he muffed the kickoff. It was kind of a line drive, and it went back to about the 1-foot line, and he picked it up, and all of a sudden he had running room, but nice job by the Spuds to kind of recoup and find their lanes.
We had to bring you up to date on the announcement here moments ago that Elenius Davis is being noted as the player of the game. That's not going to happen, as his injury from a week ago prevents him from playing in today's game. And so we'll have to keep an eye on that in future games to see how the injury will recover for Elenius Davis, who is not playing then tonight, and certainly a force to be reckoned with out of the lineup.
Absolutely, and hopefully somebody's going to have to step up, and those are pretty big shoes, but I think David Krabenoff is up to the task.
So with that in mind, another look at the spread formation, this from Sartell, as they look at 2nd and 10. Here's a play over the middle. Oh, my. Nice catch, but what a great tackle on the play.
Carson.
And Carson Went was right there to make the stop-rain battle also figured in on the play, and it brings up 3rd down.
Nice job, Moorhead, sitting back in that cover 2 with the 2-deep zone like they like to play, and they tried to run just a little, what they call a little wedge play. And as soon as that tight end caught the ball, Carson had a great wrap-up on him.
Line to gain the 33. 3rd down and a yard. Sartell, senior quarterback, Cole Henches. He'll try it himself. He gets stopped, but I think he had enough to get past the line, and they'll mark him down near the 34-yard line. and that will move the chains, and it's first down, Sartell.
Yep, just sitting back in that shotgun formation. That was a quarterback keeper all the way. He just tried to find a little seam, picked up about 3.5, and a nice run. He showed some real strength running that time.
Cole Henches is a 3-year starter at quarterback for Sartell and son of the coach, a situation that we've become somewhat familiar with here in Moorhead. Here's a ball that is dropped, and Henches has to lean forward. He got there in time to recover, but that was dangerously close to being a turnover.
Yep, and that's one of the cases where looked like they were going to run a little rollout, and he took off before the snap got there, and he was fortunate enough to where the ball landed right in front of him, and he was able to fall on it. But looked like they were going to run some type of sprint out, and he just took off before the ball got there.
Here comes a crucial play for the Sabres. It's second down and 13. As the play comes, the Spuds rather are there to make the stop, but then he gets away, and Mathiasen works his way all the way up to the 45-yard line. And what looked to be a stop for a minus yard turns into a 13-yard gain.
Yeah, Donovan Lund, all they did was they just ran inside zone that time. And one of Moorhead's linebackers had a shot at him. He left his feet, and he broke that tackle. And then he showed great job of finding that seam and picking up extra yards for a big first down.
We're approaching that point in the football season where Sartell seems to gel and recover their game and recognize their game. And they have taken the opening kickoff, and they have moved the ball up near midfield. As he looks for a place to go, it is shut down. A short gain of 1, maybe 2 yards on the play before the Spuds were there. Donovan Lund on the carry, and the tackle was A.B. Jala and Javid Carlson.
And nice job. They ran a little inside trap that time, little three-hole trap, and Jala was playing. He's playing the left tackle spot. He came all the way across the center and made first contact for a real short gain. That's a nice job of getting down the line of scrimmage.
Out of the huddle, Aiden Lang goes wide, far right side, whistles blowing, and we'll have a moment here to reconnect on the field as to what.
They got a drone up above them, and the referees don't like it.
Okay, that'll have to be removed.
Yeah, they got to take it out.
And
there it goes. It's listening.
Flying away. So with that in place, very opportune Brian Meyer playing the song that is required for times like this as we await the outcome. Meanwhile, the players are standing and looking at each other as the drone is asked to fly off to another country. It's second down and 8. Approaching midfield, right at the 49-yard line, back to pass and looking up to the far side and incomplete. He was trying to find Will Mathiasen out of the backfield, and that goes incomplete, overthrown by a good stride, and that brings up third down.
Yeah, they brought Cade Elmendinger on a B-gap blitz that time, Larry, and right as he was getting ready to throw, Cade made contact with him, and I think that caused that ball to go just a little bit outside, and a nice timely blitz that time when we don't see the Spuds blitz a whole lot.
So from the 49-yard line, it is third down and 8. Again, the snap is a bit high, and the Spuds get there in time to bring the play down. Javid Carlson rolls off the top of the pile, although the play was secured earlier, and Carlson there to finish it off, and it brings up fourth down.
Yeah, Moorhead brought heat again, Larry. They brought that weak side B-gap blitz. Quarterback saw that, I think, out of the corner of his eyes, and he just kind of missed the ball. He didn't look the ball in all the way, and nice job. And then Carlson did a great job of getting off his block.
Owen Tealges is back in punt return, standing near the 27-yard line. The snap is back. Spuds put on a little pressure, but the kick is away. Tealges there to make the catch, dancing for room. He comes to the sideline, then stepped out of bounds. They will put him down at the 27-yard line. Tealges on the return of about 4. And that brings up first down for the Spuds as the defense comes up with a couple of key stops in that drive.
Yeah, they really did. And again, not used to seeing the Spuds blitz. And here they blitzed two in a row that time. And it's something they haven't done a lot this year. We'll have to keep our eye on that.
Gavin Quaid at quarterback for Moorhead. Spread formation, 2 receivers wide to the far left side. Moorhead going left to right in this opening drive. Well, Quaid stands with a running back behind him, a wing back out in front of him. Back to pass and a quick toss for Michael Haugo. He is caught immediately and then is wrestled down at about the 33-yard line. So a short gain of 3 on that play brings up second down.
And again, just running that little hitch, it's a little 5-step hitch, and he got what he could, tried to get back in the inside. The timing of the pass is perfect.
Michael Haugo wide to the near right side. 2 receivers wide to the far left. And again, shotgun formation with the running back behind. That will either be Carson Wendt or Ben Herlischka. Here's the snap and the call, and they'll open up to about the 35, up near the 37, almost the 38-yard line. And Carson Wendt on the carry. Not quite, yes, it's enough. It is just enough for the first down at the 39-yard line. The chains have moved.
Yep, just ran that little inside zone play that time, and Carson just has the ability to find that little seam up inside the linebackers, and then he put his head down and got the extra yard he needed for the first down.
And he's got good acceleration and blistering speed. Carlson winds up as a tight end near side, and he'll lead the blocking. Here's the run to the 40, 45, up near the 47, and out of bounds. And again, Carson Wendt picks up a good set of yards, marking him down after a 4-yard pickup. And the Spuds now face second down and 6.
They ran power into the trip side. All 3 trips receivers blocked down inside, tried to seal it off, and which they did a pretty good job of. And that's a nice gain. And Moorhead's Jace Friedel from his guard spot kicked out the corner. Nice play.
Needing the 49-yard line to move the chains, it is second down and 6. And again, they'll come to the near right side and on the run into the short side of the field up close to the first down. Let's see where the official puts the foot down. From here, it looks to be short.
Yep.
And if that's the spot, it is the spot, and it's not quite enough. 47-yard line of scrimmage. Third down and almost 2.
Yep, and that looked like it was going to be more than that, but their inside linebackers did a nice job of scraping across and stopping that a little bit short. And again, running power back to their right side.
Although the formation shows pass, don't be surprised to see a run develop here, but not before.
Encroachment.
An encroachment penalty will be called. DJ Smith on the far side may have been just too far ahead into the zone.
Yep.
And that'll cost Moorhead 5 yards and bring up third down and 8.
Yeah, he actually ended up lining up offside. He didn't move. He was just lined up offside and didn't move back. And the official, as soon as everybody gets set,
that has to be called.
Got to be called right away. It's too bad. That makes it third and long now.
No scoring so far here at Jim Goda Stadium. We're in the first quarter of play. Sartell took the opening kickoff, got it out to about midfield before punting away. Spuds now on the return with 7 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Wide receiver left. Haugo in motion, and another set of whistles with false start called there. Someone moved a little too soon, and the Spuds are hurting themselves here with another 5-yard penalty. It'll be third down and 12.
In high school and college football, when you go in motion, you have to go a full count before the snap, and that time he went in motion. As soon as he went in motion, they snapped the ball, and that makes it an illegal motion right away, which is too bad. They got to make sure everybody's set and get in motion for at least a count.
Another one of the key players from Moorhead that plays both sides of the line of scrimmage, Oliver Judd, getting his first look as he was about ready to be dumped down and sacked for a big loss. Somehow Gavin Quaid ducked underneath the rush, got loose through the pass near side. I wonder if that wasn't Smith on the connection.
Yep.
And he got some of the yardage back, but not all of it, and it's fourth down and still needing 7 yards for the first down, and at midfield that means time to punt.
Yep, and that time Sartell brought a blitz, Larry, and they came in the C-gap on that side, and there's nobody to block him. And I don't know how, other than the fact that the young man left his feet when he tried to tackle him. He just kind of Fran Tarkington it and ducked and got the ball away.
Xavier Thomas sets to punt away for Concordia, or for Moorhead. Well, that's what happens. Play to the near side from the 21.
Nice.
And slides down. Jaden Griffin is there for the tackle at the 29-yard line. It's first down then for Sartell. So on the first chance for both teams to have the ball, the defenses come up with stops.
Yep, and Again, it was the blitz was just timely for Sartell that time, and they ran it on the coverage side, so there was no way they could pick him up because the back was on the other side, and I don't know how he got that ball away.
As long as we're talking Concordia, they play tomorrow, 1 o'clock at St. John's, and we'll be there. 3 receivers to the far side, Sartell going right, left. I think they're resetting the shot clock, or the play clock.
Yep.
And with that done, Cole Henches with the snap. Quick toss is there, and the completion to Parker Knutson, who's still on his feet and running. Up across the 40 into the 45-yard line. That's a 15-yard gain on the reception to Knutson, and it's first down.
Yep, just ran a quick post that time, and good coverage. I believe that was Oliver Judd with coverage on that time, and when he made the catch, he tackled him a little too high. He's got to get down and not leave his feet. And nice job of running with the ball after the catch.
Receivers, 2 to the far right, 2 to the near left. Spread formation look here for Scott Henches, and the play goes, and he keeps it himself. Quarterback Cole Henches, struggling to get more yardage, was stopped at the line of scrimmage and finally goes down near the 48. So just a 2-yard gain with all of that struggle by Henches, and it is second down.
Yep. Excuse me. And Moorhead brought a blitz off the right side, and Allmendinger messed up the timing of that play, and that was a zone read play, and the quarterback, he had no choice but to keep it and get what he could.
A couple of sophomores, Cade Allmendinger and Rain Battle, sophomore linebackers for the Spuds. Back to pass, and the catch is made, and a little bit of switch up in the game plan for Sartell, and it's been successful with passes about 10 to 12 yards upfield.
Yep, again, just running a quick post off from the right side, and he threw that thing sidearm that time and zipped it right in there, and a good coverage by Jaden Griffin, but boy, I tell you what, he put the ball right on the money.
And it's first down, Sartell, as they spot it down at the Moorhead 41-yard line. No scoring with 5:03 to go here, first quarter. Cole Henches at quarterback for Sartell. Back to pass again, and this one is overthrown. He had his man open on the far side, and Caden Garlock was just underneath the ball, and it got slipped away. The incompletion there brings up second down.
And they brought a blitz again, Larry, and Kate Allmendinger was there. And then also that time, David Carlson got through and made him throw that a little bit early, and so that ball went really high.
At the Spud 41-yard line. Second down. Back to pass and looking. Under some pressure and scrambling. Near side and running. 35-30, and then steps out of bounds with Judd Oliver closing in on the gap. Oliver Judd nearly was there in time, and he forced him out of bounds, but a big gain on the play. And it'll be first down as the chains move on for Sartell, threatening here at the Spuds 27-yard line.
Yeah, good coverage downfield by the Spuds, and that time Moorhead's David Krabanoff got off his block and chased him out of the pocket. Unfortunately, the way they ran that, there was nobody to contain the quarterback. Good job of scrambling.
So out of the huddle. Receiver far side. Parker Knutson lines up wide right. He comes back now in motion and sets. And the handoff, nicely developed play. Ben Herliska comes up with the stop at the 22-yard line. Little extra faking and deception move there by Sartell that allowed the pass to be completed.
Yep, and that time they just ran the zone read, and he rode that as long as he could and finally gave it. And he was already at the second level before the linebackers could make a move.
Well, I guess let's say they're marking off a penalty here. That's a 5-yard drop to the 32-yard line, so I'm guessing false start.
Yeah, illegal motion that time.
Out of the huddle, Aiden Lang now goes wide, far right side. Parker Knutson wide near left as the play develops. And on the run, nicely developed play once again. Getting back the penalty yardage, but that's about it. And it's second down and 10.
Again, running that little it's actually a trap play, but they're actually they're getting up when they pull the guard up on the linebacker that time. That time, A.B. jealous, so if you're not going to block me, I'll make the tackle.
Ball spotted at the 28 of Moorhead. Knutson wide, far right side. Man in the slot, left and right, back to pass. Whistles will stop playing. Boy, all of a sudden we've got constant whistle blowing.
Well, that time they had their wide receiver was lined up in the neutral zone, Larry, and so as soon as the ball was snapped, he had to call it because he never moved back. And
so another 5-yard penalty.
Yep.
Puts the ball down at the 33-yard line. And we'll replay second down. It is 2nd and 15 with time running, 3:06 left here, first quarter. Sartell took the opening kickoff, came up to midfield, punted away. Moorhead could not move on Sartell's defense, and with some penalties, here's a near sack, but he got away. Hedges is still loose. Hedges is running. He dodges right, he dodges left, and he takes his way into the end zone for the touchdown. A 28-yard touchdown scramble and run for Cole Henches, and that gives Sartell the early lead.
That's too bad. And Moorhead actually had Colton Jaklovich had gotten free and chased him out of the pocket. Just as he was getting ready to make the tackle, he just made a little step up, and all Jaklovich had was air. And a nice job of finding some blocks downfield, and good job of breaking tackles and finding the end zone. He wanted the end zone bad that time.
And he found it, and it's nothing. And here's the point after try now by Sartell as they line up for two. Basically the old I formation look. Here's the pitch back to the near side, and as the blocks develop, he works his way forward and in for the 2-point conversion. So Sartell has found strength on the ground with 2:43 to go in the first quarter. It's Sartell 8 and Moorhead nothing.
Pam is a small business owner. She is swamped. Pam knows she needs to advertise, but is overwhelmed by all the options. What if there was a way for Pam to have access to a team of media experts? What if this was at no extra cost and didn't require a contract? Meet Avenue Right. Save time, money, and get peace of mind that your advertising dollars are well spent.
We have an 8-0 contest as Sartell has grabbed the lead on a 29-yard run by Cole Henches and a 2-point conversion. And it's 8-0. Here's a rolling kickoff, and the Spuds are there to pick it up. And he's one man to break. He's still on his feet and across midfield. Finally caught up and wrapped down at the 47-yard line. But good read on the blocking scheme by the Spuds, allowed an extra run and extra yardage, and it's first down in Sartell territory.
Well, they decided that they weren't going to kick the ball to Mr. Wentz, so they tried to go on the ground. Nice job by Oliver Judd getting them into a sudden change position. 3
receivers on the near side, a 3-man cluster. Wing on the far left side in motion, comes near side, then stops and will lead the block. Here's a quick toss for Haugo, and it was thrown quickly, and it was well discovered or well scouted out, and the play goes incomplete as the defense was right there for the play.
Yeah, they tried to run the bubble screen to the right, and the corner on that side was Leggett, and he did a nice job of saying, hey, I recognize that right away, and then it became an errant throw. Besides, I think out of the corner of his eye, the quarterback saw that.
DJ Smith has checked into the lineup, and Gavin Quaid sends Michael Haugo wide far left. It's 2nd down and 10. Man in the slot left. Waiting for Quaid to take the snap, and here he is. Rolling near side and looking upfield. Leans back to throw, and it is picked off. Intercepted at the 41-yard line. Oh, there was nobody there but a bunch of white jerseys, and I think the interception will go to Ryland Growth.
I think that's who it was.
And it's first down Sartell, so a couple of breaks here early on in favor of Sartell with an 8-0 lead and now an interception thrown, and the Sabres are back in business.
Yep, they rolled out to the right, and he, out of the corner of his eye, I think he saw Ben Herlishka coming across the field, and you never throw the ball back that far and it get picked off.
So here's a chance to pick it up and throw, and it's into the Moorhead bench area. And that's one area so far tonight that Sartell is having some difficulty with, and that's the center snap out of the shotgun formation. It has been somewhat erratic.
Yeah, and that one was
and he has been doing well to recover.
Yes, he was way out of his over his head, and he was smart what he did. He ran just a little bit and then threw the ball as far as he could downfield and outside so that he was outside the tackle box, and nicely done.
Brings up 2nd and 10. Quarterback Cole Henches continues to perform well here tonight. He had a 29-yard touchdown run and now continues to run. And Henches puts it down at the 49-yard line. And that's a 7-yard pickup there, leaving Sartell now 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, nice execution, Larry, of the zone read. Ride that back as far as you can, waits for somebody to commit, and then he runs into where the defensive line vacated. He did a good job of picking up positive yards.
Shotgun formation. Here's Henches. We've got movement of the line. Defense and offense both moved. And the initial movement would be false start against Sartell.
Yep.
Right side of the line, moved a little quickly. We take a look at what Sartell has done. They're, to this point, we have to say that they're basically dominating the performance here tonight on way to an 8-0 lead. Coming into the game with 1 win in the 5 games played. They opened the season with a win over St. Cloud Tech and have losses 4 straight to Sauk Rapids Rice, Rocori, Brainerd, and Wilmer. And it's 1-4 on the year for Sartell as they break huddle. It is 3rd down. 3rd down and 9. Back to pass, Henches. Got some pressure, but he throws it away, and he's got his man open. He came all the way back on the play. Parker Knutson was deep upfield, and then knowing where the ball was to be thrown, he came back for it, which took the defense out of the play, opened things up for the catch, and a 1st down.
Yep, haven't seen that for a while, but just a deep comeback route where the receiver took off like he's trying to run a goal, and then plants and comes back, and the ball, the timing of the throw was great, Larry, and he caught it for about an extra yard.
And they spot it down at the Moorhead 47-yard line. The chains are now in place. Henches. Nice hole opens up in the play. Again for a 1st down, 10, 11, maybe 12 yards on the run by Donovan Lund. And Rain Battle is given credit for the tackle, and it's 1st down, Sartell.
Yep, just running zone read, and that time it opened up, and he gave it to him. I tell you, they're back that time. He had a nice head of steam, and he wasn't going to be stopped anytime soon. Rain Battle had to come up and make the tackle from his outside line or inside linebacker spot.
You know that the numbers are going to show up in favor of the running back or the passer in this case, but you got to give credit to that offensive line. They've been opening up holes, big holes, and here's Henches looking to the near sideline, then is grabbed from behind and wrestled down. Rain Battle again, factoring into the tackle, and with that stop, he ran out of bounds.
Yep, zone read that time, and that time he decided to keep it. And A.B. Jolly did a nice job, not only of taking care of the zone read guy, but he came across and forced him outside where he didn't want to be, and Moorhead had time to come up and stop that for a very short gain. That was a nice defensive play.
This play comes with 22 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Sartell has grabbed the lead. Sartell is threatening. Back to pass, Henches. He faces the pressure, ducks away from the pressure, then goes down at the 40-yard line.
AB.
The initial hit by A.B. Jala, he was right there to wrestle the play to the ground, and the quarterback sack for Jala brings up 4th down.
Yep, they ran play action pass to him. Not only did A.B. Jala got there, but Moorhead also brought a blitz that time, and that opened things up for A.B.
And that's the end of the first quarter of play from Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead after 1. It is Sartell 8 and Moorhead nothing.
Are you ready for your next home?
All right,
Are
1 minute
life's
again, 1
adventures
minute.
Making you think of a home
10-4.
that fits your needs?
As we get ready to start the second quarter, Henches is forced out of the pocket and runs near side. And we've got a holding along the way to help protect him. That's going to nullify what was a stop then by the Spuds. Ron Otto is there on the tackle to bring the play down. No gain, but let's check it out. And I suspect that they'll take that false start.
Nope, declined it. It was a holding
they declined
call.
it, and it was a holding penalty.
So they got 4th and about 14.
And that brings up 4th down. They'll take the play as it was run, which was a loss. It brings up 4th and 14, maybe 15. Line to gain is just outside the 20-yard line. And here's a quick pooch to the near side, and it rolls, and it rolls, and it rolls into the end zone. They were just ready to pounce on that and put the ball down on the turf, but it got away and rolled into the end zone, and that brings up first down Moorhead out near the 20-yard line.
Again, that was a nice defensive stop by the Spuds, Larry. They brought the blitz again. That's who they were holding, which opened up the outside people. And then when the secondary saw that, they came up and did a nice job of stopping him. I think he lost a couple on that one.
Both teams have been guilty of penalties that have stopped drives here so far. Moorhead was unable to move, facing a 4th and 15, and now Sartell unable to convert on a 4th and 15, and have turned the ball over on downs. And here's the lineup now for the Spuds as they trail it early here in the second. Tight end changing to the near side, leads the blocking on his feet. Is that Carson Went? Yes, Carson Went brings it across the 26, and it's down there. That's about a 5-yard pickup for Carson Went. He's had some good running performances so far in this football campaign.
Certainly has.
And they are giving credit for a 7-yard pickup, so the Spuds now face 2nd down and 3.
Again, just running power, and they're running it towards the trip side, and all the trips receivers are blocking down, so when he comes up, he's got a nice little natural running lane there, and then he runs with more power than we give him credit for, too, I think.
From the 27, David Carlson now switches ends. Here's the run to the near side, and then is caught, wrapped up, and brought down. He was hanging on. The defender was just no way that was going to be stopped. He was going to make sure that he got the play down, and Dominic Larson given credit for the stop behind the line of scrimmage. And the loss there puts the ball down at the 25-yard line. Moorhead trailing 8-0, now facing 3rd and 5.
Yep, tried to run power back to left again into that trip side, and that time he was able to filter through and stop that for a loss, which is too bad because if he's not there, they had a nice running lane again. 3
receivers to the far side, heading right to left. Here's the snap back for Gavin Quaid, and the screen pass set up was thrown too high. He had to jump for it, threw him off his balance. He ends up on the turf and is shaken just a bit. That brings up 4th down. So the Spuds unable to move and get the ball farther upfield. Will have to punt away.
Yeah, tried to run that middle screen where the receivers was the inside to it and came walking in, and unfortunately for the Spuds, or Cade Lewis, who's playing defensive tackle there, he didn't rush very hard, so he was right there to make the stop.
From deep in their own end of the field, here's the snap back. Rush is on, but the kick is away.
That got partially blocked.
And it may have been deflected on the way up. But the play stands, and it'll be 1st down, then Sartell.
Yeah, that got partially blocked, and the ball went straight up in the air, and it ended up being about a 13-yard punt, which is too bad, but it got partially blocked, and they're going to have a real short field here at about the 35, Larry.
After having played some high school football back in the day, when you have a chance to look at a safety or put the play down near the end zone, it adds a little more adrenaline.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And so with that in mind, it's first down, Sartell at the Moorhead 35-yard line. And a quick toss near side, but the catch is made. Nice execution of the play on the near side to the 25. Looks like enough, and they'll move the chains on that play. First down the game.
Yep, went play action. They've been running the zone read, and that time he pulled it. The receiver's on a quick post again. They had good coverage on him that time, Jade Griffin did, and he just threw a perfect strike, and the only person who was going to catch was the receiver, and he did a nice job of hanging on because that was a good coverage.
So far, tonight's game belongs to Cole Henches. He's the senior quarterback, and the play comes to the near side, and that offensive line, again, pushing things forward. But the Spuds make the stop at about the 21, maybe the 22-yard line. Rain battle, putting up another number in the tackle column.
Yep, and he's sitting in that linebacker spot. And when they tried to run that inside zone, he stepped up pretty good. He got off the guard's block and made the initial contact. That's a nice job for short gain.
Line to gain the 15-yard line as Sartell has put themselves in position to improve on an 8-0 lead. In motion, leaning back, and he actually moved forward. And I don't know if they got the timeout called. They were asking for it. And it is a timeout, Sartell. Before they got the penalty flag thrown, we've got a break here with 7:51 to go in the first half. It's Sartell 8 and Moorhead nothing.
We are The Breakdown. For almost 2 decades, we've published the most comprehensive yearbooks on Minnesota high school sports and run the best in-season and off-season events. We cover every corner of the state. We are The Breakdown.
Boss DXT snowplows are tough to beat. Featuring dual trip tech, flared wings, and optional D-force for improved scraping and backdragging performance. Choose from 3 different sizes in steel, stainless steel, and poly. The Boss DXT is built to restore order.
Your home for Boss snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
All right, so you are kick-starting here. We get heart pumping as we get ready for this next play. Wouldn't you know it? Timeout.
Timeout. So kick it again.
But Moorhead has asked for a break, and they are talking things over. I don't know if they wanted to see what kind of a formation was going to come on for Sartell. Sartell is threatening here with the ball just outside the 22-yard line. And a real, to be honest with you, a real turning point in the game here tonight.
Yeah, it is, because they got a short field, and that time what happened is they came out in trips to the left and 2 receivers with no running back, and I don't think they'd seen that formation, so they just had to make an adjustment on it and see what happens here.
7:46 to go in the first half. 8-0 Sartell. The Sabres are threatening as the Spud defense sets and waits, and here's the play. It is Henches on the run. And he continues to get good blocks on the way upfield. And this time all the way to the 10-yard line. And it's first and goal for Sartell.
And that was a quarterback run all the way. They didn't even bother. Basically, it was a quarterback ISO play where the back led up. He went right behind him. He made a nice block, and they got a first and goal now.
6 foot, 200-pound senior quarterback Cole Henches. 3 receivers far left side. Under some pressure, got the pass away, and it is dropped to the turf and incomplete. So the Spuds defense right there on the play, and it goes incomplete.
Yep, they tried to run the play action pass where they faked that zone read on right, and Moorhead's Cade Allmendinger came on a blitz again, Larry, and he got his hands up in his face, and that caused the ball to go high.
Long huddle here for Sartell before they break and head up to the line. right at the Spuds 10-yard line where it is 2nd and goal. Cannot score without picking up a first down. Back to pass and looking all the way to the corner, and it is up and too high and too long. Incomplete it goes, and it brings up 3rd down.
And again, nice pressure by that time by A.B. Jallo, Larry. He tried to scramble a little bit. A.B. stayed right in his rushing lane and made him throw that ball as far as he could, and nobody was going to catch it. He basically threw it away, but good pressure by A.B. that time.
So we're down to it. We get closer and closer to every play becoming much more important to the final outcome here tonight. It's 8-0 Sartell, and they are at the Spuds 10-yard line. Here's Henches. He's got to run. He escapes one tackle, but not a second, and is wrapped up and brought down at the 8-yard line.
Battle.
And Rain Battle and Ben Herliska coming up to team up on the play, and also some help from A.B. Jallo.
Again, a nice job. Again, good coverage by the Spuds downfield, so he had to try to scramble a little bit, and again, they came up. A.B. got across, and Rain Battle did a nice job of finding that seam, Larry, and blocking that up.
Apparently, Sartell does not have a kicker that they trust at this point. After scoring a touchdown, they called a timeout and went for 2. And now they're in position, 4th down and goal at the 7-yard line. And they are heading off to the far side to talk with Coach Henches and discover what they might try to do here to get some points on the board. They can score, and they cannot pick up a first down here without scoring.
Nope, it's 4th and goal.
4th and goal. Interesting to hear what is going on in the huddle. You know that they're coming up with something here. Now, with as many games as we've done with Kevin Feeney taking a timeout in this situation,
yeah, good things happen.
We're not at all surprised as to what happens.
Yep.
But this timeout taken by Sartell, and you got to know that they're trying to come up with something that will take them the next 7 yards.
Yep, and Moorhead, what they're doing right now is they're just making sure that they got somebody in front of everybody. They're going to come out in twins on each side this time, I'm sure. And Moore just going to make sure that their defensive backs stay on their guy and try to contain him so that he can't run, Larry.
As they line things up, ball resting at the 7-yard line. 2 receivers left. Receiver and wing near right side. Here's the snap back. Being pressured, leaning back and throwing. He's got his man all alone. He completely was all alone in the end zone. The throw, the catch, the score, and it's 14-0.
And Rain Battle, and I feel for him a little bit because he's telling the official, I got picked. Well, you know what? They're not going to call that. And the receiver came in, bumped off. The other receiver came underneath him, and he couldn't get through, and that just left him wide open. Nice play call. There's where their timeout came in handy, and they wrote the play. They knew exactly what they wanted to do, and he was wide open, and nice execution by Sartell.
Perfectly, and so once again, they'll line up for 2. It's that high formation with a fullback in front of the dotted I, and the play goes
Henches kept
into the end zone with Henches. Yes, 2-point conversion again. And Sartell is all of a sudden taking a page out of the home field playbook. They think it's their homecoming. 6:13 to go in the first half. It's Sartell 16 and Moorhead nothing. So Sartell takes advantage of a short field and scores to make it 16-0. Here's the Sabres kickoff, and it's picked up and returned by the Spuds out across the 25, but that's about it. That's where things closed down and in a hurry. There were 4 different Sartell players, 5 different players there to make the stop, and Growth comes up with tackle credit. And Moorhead's return, it looks like that was
Carson
went. And that brings up the Spuds' opportunity now trailing 6-0 as we close things down here in the first half. Wide receiver near side. 3 receivers line up on the far side as Quaid goes back to pass. He throws it near side and overthrows his man. He had a man wide open on the near side, but Smith was waiting for the play to come down, and it drops away incomplete.
Yep, just tried to run that hitch out to DJ Smith that time on the left side, and he did a nice job. Came off hard, curled back inside. Unfortunately, the ball just was a little errant that time, and he was able to get a hand on it, but that's a tough catch.
Now 2nd down and 10. From the 27-yard line, Moorhead looking upfield, trailing by 2 scores. 3 receivers to the far side as Quaid double clutches and comes near side. And the play goes to the 31-yard line. It looked an awful lot like the play we just saw.
Yep.
Only the receiver, DJ Smith, this time was able to come back on it and make the catch, but for short yardage. And Growth comes in with the tackle for Sartell, and it's 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, they're just running that hitch in front of that corner. The corner's playing so far off him, it's a good call, but he's just not getting the ball. The timing's there, but the ball's not hitting him in the numbers. He's got to reach back for the ball and just need to clean that up and get the ball right to his numbers so he can actually get some yards after the catch.
Oliver Judd is checked in. Let's see what the Spuds have in store here. Play clock is at 14 as they break huddle, so they've got time to set up and run this play. 3rd down and 7. 3-man rotation to the far side. Back to pass and looking and throwing and incomplete. He just absolutely whistled on that one. And he had a man wide open up the middle of the field. Deal just was the intended receiver. It is thrown away, and it's 4th down.
Yep, what they did is they just ran clear out routes, and Owen was the middle of the trips guy on the right side, ran a crossing route and had a step on the guy. And again, the ball was just a little off, Larry. He's just barely missing.
It's 4th down. Knutson is back in punt return now for Sartell as the defense has come up with a stop. And the snap is a bit high but pulled down. The last time he punted, it got muffed. Or rather, it got deflected, and this time he was able to get it away, and it goes inside the 40 to the 38-yard Xavier Thomas on the punt. 1st down up for Sartell, and again, good field position for the offense. They roll on with a 16-0 advantage at their own 39-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good punt that time, and I like what he did too. He had kind of had a directional punt and punted it away from the guy so that he didn't have a chance to return, and not bad considering that it's kind of a crosswind he's kicking into.
Sartell sets up their offense with 1 receiver wide to the far side. And back to pass. Some pressure coming in from the backside, but he dodges and then runs into 2 Spuds tacklers and goes down at the 38-yard line. He hung on too long. He was waiting and waiting for something to open up. Ron Otto finally was able to crash in out on the play and make the stop, and it's 2nd down.
Nice job by Moorhead's front 4, Larry. He just took a short drop, had good coverage downfield, and they did a nice job of getting pushed back when they're rushing, but they stayed in the rushing lanes, and there was no place for him to run.
2nd and 11. Caden Garlock is wide, far left side. Here's the play. Nice hole opens up for Donovan Lund. He's still on his feet as he crosses over the 42, up near the 43. Finally down at the 45-yard line, the 44-yard line before we mark it. Owen Thielges comes in with the stop, and it's 3rd down.
That's pretty good by Thielges, Larry. They basically ran sweep to the left side. He's playing left outside linebacker, came all the way across and made that tackle. That's a nice job. Nice job by the corner on that side, turning that play in.
Third down and 4. Sartell back to pass and looking, leaning and throwing, and he's got his man incomplete. A penalty flag comes with it. Moorhead defender Cade Allmendinger.
Number 45, Jamison Kramer.
They're going to call holding on Sartell, and that was an incomplete pass. And so I think
So they're taking a look now. The
Yep.
Spuds' choice will be to replay third down with the penalty or take it from there on the holding penalty and set up fourth down.
Yep.
Yeah, they're declining the penalty.
Yep, and nice job again by the Spuds front four, Larry. Jaklevich and A.B. Jala, nice job of flushing him out to the right, and then he tried to throw back behind him, threw that ball behind the receiver, so he had pretty good coverage downfield also. But the front four are getting a little bit of pressure on him. That's nice to see.
Punt return, Owen Field just sets somewhere in the vicinity of the 26-yard line. Snap is back, no pressure applied, and the kick is high, not deep, but high. Fair catch, called for, dropped, and then picked up. That's a dangerous, dangerous play. That was floating down, and Field just had a chance. And for just a moment, I think he wanted to run.
Yeah,
and then he waved it off with a fair catch. And it's first down Spuds, but still deep in their own end of the field, trailing 16-0.
And that was a nice, big, high, wobbly kick, and as he came down, it was kind of going away from him, and when it went through his hands, luckily it bounced right back up to him.
Just a little bit of a breeze blowing that might have affected how that ball fluttered. And the Spuds again will try to figure out a way to get something going against this Sartell defense. Play to the near side, and some room at the 20. Scoots his way to the 25, lifted up and pushed out near the 26-yard line. Carson Went on the carry to move the chains, and it's first down.
Nice job running power back to the left side again, and they got around, and it's just kind of neat. Austin Schultz is playing tackle, came all the way around and got the backside linebacker, which gave him that extra yard to run, and nice job. And of course, you know what? When Carson gets outside, he's just got enough speed to make things happen.
Michael Halgo checking in. He's a receiver near side, wide receiver far right side. A long look at the line for Gavin Quaid, and here's the snap. Trying to work his way off the play, and it comes up on a short gain to about the 27. Ran into the block, ran into the tackler, and finally pushed down. Herliska on the carry, and it's second down.
You know, with only 2 minutes to go, Moorhead's got to have a little bit of sense of urgency here, because they're still pretty deep in their own territory. I'd like to see them get that out of here and get moving a little bit.
Three receivers on the far right side looking upfield. Single receiver near left side. Gavin Quaid with the snap. Looking up, wants to throw. Rushed out of the pocket. He scoots to the far side and then goes down at the 35.
Quaid with the keeper wrapped up.
About a 6-yard pickup.
Third down.
And that brings up third down. So a little bit of a seam opened up for Gavin Quaid.
Yeah, he was looking to throw the out route to the left side to DJ Smith that time, and the defensive back did a nice job of getting underneath that, and so he didn't have a choice but to take off, and he got some good yards. But again, Moorhead's got to get moving just a little bit here, Larry. There's only a minute left.
For the Spuds, receiver near side. And now a flanker comes near side as well, and it's 3rd and 2. They'll put it on the ground. And the first down, yes, as he slanted off over center, over left side guard. Carson Went picking up the first down.
Moorhead's taking a timeout, Larry.
Spuds will stop play. When we return, there are 47 seconds remaining from Jim Goda Stadium in Moorhead. In the second quarter of play, it's Sartell 16, Moorhead nothing. Out of the timeout, Moorhead goes to a screen pass. Sartell pretty well had it covered, then went to the secondary receiver, wide open Owen Thielges. And he makes the catch and crosses over midfield to the Sartell 43-yard line. Spuds quickly up to the line, spiked the football, bringing up second down now with 35 seconds to go. Spuds have been flustered a little bit by the way that Sartell plays their defense. It has been game-stopping. Dawson Jarrett's checking into the Spuds lineup. He's a backup receiver on second down. Snap is back, and Quaid rolling, looking, throwing. This one's up for grabs. He's got his man, and it is incomplete. It looked like he had it. It was a battle with the defender, but the play there for Michael Helgo is knocked away. It's incomplete at the 28-second mark.
Nice job by the Spuds. They came with a blitz that time. The Spuds picked it up, so he gave him a little extra time, and that ball, I think, when it hit the wind, it fluttered a little bit. Michael tried to go up and get it at his highest point, but it just wasn't able to do. A nice job by their defensive back knocking that ball away.
And it brings up third down. The Spuds will be looking upfield. Here's Gavin Quaid. He's being chased. He steps out of trouble and throws up, and again it is up for grabs, and it is intercepted. The defender, Michael Hago, is the intended receiver, and he got bumped off the play, and when he went down, it left the defender wide open. And that interception gives the ball back. Gives the ball back with 18 seconds remaining.
And how about the quarterback going up and making an interception, Larry? He did a nice job of playing center field. And again, there's just enough for win. That ball just kind of fluttered a little bit, and he went up and actually out-jumped Michael a little bit and came down with the ball.
18 seconds remaining in the first half. Let's see how anxious Sartell is to improve on a 16-0 lead. I suspect that at this point, they'll just take the ball, drop to a knee, and let the clock run out. Moorhead could stop if they wanted to. They won't. And Ray has come to a close here at Jim Goda Stadium. It's a homecoming crowd looking for excitement in the second half. When we return at halftime, our score, Sartell 16, Moorhead nothing.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
Bria Holm, daughter of Jeremy and Stacy Holm. Greta Homuth, daughter of Angie and Jeff Homuth. Thea Kunka, daughter of Julie and Tony Kunka. Dunya Rashid, daughter of Fatima Kassim and Barzan Rashid. Sophie Swenson, daughter of Shannon and Michael Swenson. Amaya Zapata, daughter of Ruben and Tara Zapata. Caleb Alderson, son of Tom and Rachel Alderson. Jack Arnold, son of Josh and Margot Arnold. Michael Haugo, son of Dean and Jen Haugo. Tate Horan, son of Terry and Michelle Horan. Ben Harlichka, son of Janelle Julick and Tom Harlichka. Oliver Judd, son of Jonathan Judd and Tammy Fortney. Jack Nichols, son of James and Rebecca Nichols. Malik Smith, son of April Green. Carson Wentz, son of Josh and Jennifer Wentz. And now the homecoming Queen and King. Queen Grace Perry, daughter of Mark and Angie Perry. And homecoming King, Elanius Davis, son of Susan Smith and Elanius Davis. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our 2022 Moorhead Spuds Homecoming Court. And now the fall dance team will be performing their halftime routine to the song Power. The Moorhead Ball Dance Team. And now let's meet the latest class of Hall of Honor inductees. Randall Flick graduated from Moorhead High School in 1975. After graduation, Flick attended St. Luke's Hospital School of Nursing to become a registered nurse and went on to earn his bachelor's in biology from Minnesota State University, Moorhead. He earned his medical degree from the University of North Dakota, completed residency training at Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri, and Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland, where he also completed a master's degree in public health. Flick currently works as a medical director of Mayo Clinic Children's Center. Randall is accompanied this evening by his wife, Lori. Randall Flick. Once again, Randall is accompanied this evening by his wife, Lori. Randall Flick, everybody. My apologies. Robert Litherland graduated from Moorhead High School in 1940. In 1949, Litherland and his wife Phyllis began their new business, you might have heard of it, Dairy Queen, on the corner of 8th Street and Main. The business combined their passion for homemade treats and their love for Moorhead. His hard work and positive attitude provided a space for the community to come together for a tasty treat. Litherland and his wife owned the Dairy Queen for 46 years. Robert passed away in 2013. his grandsons Ty and Hunter, and his great-grandson Bowie are on the track this evening. Robert Litterman. Tom Shimabukuro graduated from Moorhead High in 1986, where he played football, hockey, and ran track. Tom received his medical degree from New York University School of Medicine and graduate degrees in public health and in business administration from Johns Hopkins. He has worked at the Center of Disease and Prevention, the CDC, in Atlanta since 2004, and is currently the director of CDC's Immunization Safety Office. Tom also served in the U.S. Army and is a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom Free. Thank you, Tom. Al Swedberg became Moorhead Area Public Schools' first director of special education in 1969. Throughout his 30-year career, Swedberg was instrumental in developing special education reforms and programs. Al retired in 1899, leaving the district with the distinction of providing high-quality education opportunities for all special education students. The family is especially appreciative of all special education staff members. Al's wife Pat and their children Kim, Chuck, and Leah are on the track this evening. Thank you, Al Swedberg. Lastly, Chuck Watson began his career at Moorhead Area Public Schools in 1961, teaching social studies. In 1964, Watson worked diligently to start the high school hockey program at Moorhead High. Watson coached hockey until 1972 and continued to cheer on the Spuds long after. He was honored to see the program he started become a state-recognized team. He passed away on April 3rd, 2021. His family recalls Watson watching the Spuds in the state hockey tournament with his Spud hockey sweatshirt on the chair next to him. Chuck's son Kim is on the track this evening. Braden and Morgan Watson and Blake and Annika Olink are also here to represent Chuck Watson. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2022 Hall of Honor inductees. The Moorhead High School Marching Band is a volunteer group made up of students in grades 9 through 12. Highlights of this year's marching season include appearances at the Minnesota State Fair, the Moorhead Days Parade, Moorhead High School's Homecoming, West Fargo's West Fest Parade, and the Concordia Homecoming Parade. The band is under the direction of Ms. Pam Redlinger and assisted by Tim Pippenich. Flags are coordinated by Lindsay Pope, and the drum line is assisted by Wade Stahlberger. The band will play music from the popular Avenger series, Captain America.
2012, Watson was inducted into Minnesota High School Hockey Coaches Hall of Fame and now will be inducted into Moorhead's Hall of Honor, Chuck Watson. Well, the Moorhead High School Pep Band has completed their routine and they are heading off the turf. Meanwhile, the Spuds football team is making their arrival for start of the second half. They got a big job ahead of them as they trail when we start the third quarter of play tonight from Jim Goda Stadium. At the end of 2, it's Moorhead trailing Sartell. Sabres 16, Spuds nothing.
Sports is back.
Welcome back as we get ready for the third quarter. Moorhead trailing 16-0. We'll kick off and Sartell will get the football. We want to remind you also that the Cobbers of Concordia College will be on the road tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock kickoff from St. John's. That always proves to be an interesting contest. I know that everybody's got an interest in it. Both teams are coming off a loss from a week ago, and already the conference title is in jeopardy for one of those teams. Well, we are going to stand corrected in that Sartell will kick off.
Because they started with the ball. Darn.
Funny how that works out.
Good thing I got it written down. Oh, man.
And we got 2 quarters to go. Moorhead will get the football, trailing 16-0. And here's the kick and the return stopped. And again, very solid play. Man, the Spuds got their work. They had a drive going to end the first half and then had it stalled and stopped on an interception. And so from there, the Spuds will pick up play. As DJ Smith, one of the many receivers that Moorhead rotates in and out, and joined now by Michael Haugo, and will go wide to the far side. Let's see what Gavin Quaid has in mind here against Sartell in the third quarter. Here's the snap back, and they'll put it on the ground. And play is at the 36 with a hold, or with a penalty flag rather, coming down on there. I suspect we might have had somebody reaching in and getting a hold of a face mask, probably.
That's what it looks like. It came from the side official, and he indicated that what that is. And again, more.
And it's against Sartell.
Yep, I think they're going to get a face mask penalty here.
Well, it's just a 5-yard penalty.
Yep.
And it is a face mask call, so it was not of the serious kind. But it's still a 5-yard deal. And from there,
So it's going to be second down and about
should be
a
second
yard.
down and about a yard.
Yep.
Yes, that's the way it marks from here. The down marker on the trailing, the end of it, was ready to set things down and get a whole new set of downs in play. But with that little delay, Gavin Quaid is just now making his appearance. And as the Spuds come up to the line at their own 41. Down the line, and then the reverse handoff, and the Spuds open up the second half on the ground with some very effective running from Carson Went, and that's a first down at the 49-yard line.
I went back to haven't run that yet tonight, but they ran that little wham play where they bring Javid Carlson inside on the linebacker, and I tell you, Carson did a great job of just bouncing right off that block. Nice line surge.
Wide receiver left, 2 receivers near right side. Quaid waiting for the snap, hands off, and again a good hole opens up. This time it's gone. Oh my! Did he break through in a hurry? A 51-yard touchdown run for Carson Wentz.
And he saw that right away, Larry. Again, ran that wham play, and it opened up, and he turned on the Jets from the get-go, and there was no way anybody's going to catch him. He was at the second level before the linebackers could react, and then when he turns on the speed, everybody's in chase mode, and you know what? I'll take him every time on that.
And now the Spuds are faced with this situation because Sartell has gone for 2 on each of their scores. It forces Moorhead into doing the same.
Yes.
And trying to equalize from a 2-point conversion try, which they are attempting. As Gavin Quaid will step up in shotgun formation. Alongside of him now on the left shoulder is Carson Wentz. Moorhead has scored to start the third quarter. They go to the air, and he's got his man off to the far side, but it is incomplete. It was right there, but the defense was there to knock it away, and that puts the Spuds on the board with 11:16 to go now in the third quarter. It is Sartell 16 and Moorhead 6.
Before I became a real boy, life was easy. I just sat there doing sandwich stuff. But being alive is so hard. So if you don't want to get up to get a sandwich, you shouldn't have to.
Moorhead's kickoff sails into the end zone and beyond, and that's the automatic touchback. And so a big play from Carson Wentz, 51 yards on the score. Now it's up to the Spud defense to keep that momentum in place.
Yep, and you know, the one thing you look at now that it's 16-6. Now, if they do score again, or when they score again, I'm going to be positive here. How's that sound? When they score again, do you go for 2 or go for 1 and hope that you can?
Well, you're going to have to score twice more.
Got it twice either
regardless.
way. So, regardless. So what do you do?
Wide receiver, far right side. Down the line, first man in. Sartell has that speed and that offensive surge possibility as well. And they'll test the middle of that defensive unit for the Spuds. Jaklovich in on the stop. Spuds have been rotating different defensive tackles and middle linebackers in throughout the night. And that last play was a 4-yard yield, and it's second down and 6. 3 receivers now on the near side. And the first man in, Spud's defense is there. We've got a penalty.
That's going to be against Moorhead.
Lund, the ball carrier, tackled.
Donovan Lund was the ball carrier, and as he was scraping away from the tackle, the flags came down, waiting to see.
It's against Sartell.
And Sartell is once again, and here again we're seeing how important penalties can be.
Yeah.
And both teams have been on the wrong side of that flag through most of the evening.
Well, he surprised me because when the quarterback handed off on that zone read, Moorhead's linebacker on that side hit him and then took off, and that's when he threw. I went, boy, you're going to call a late hit, but no, what they called was a illegal block below the waist on Sartell, which you don't see that very often, and that's a big break for the Spuds because that was a first down run.
First down and 20. Snap is back and play goes to the far side. Looking for some room and a big hit on the far side by Moorhead.
Number 2.
And Jaden Griffin comes up from his corner, and that's a tackle for him, and it's third down.
Tried to run the jet sweep that time, and I tell you what, Ben Hurliska is playing outside linebacker, Larry, and he stayed with him step for step and forced him wide and flat, and Jaden Griffin came up and made a great tackle.
Third down and 16. Sartell deep in their own end of the field. Here's the snap back, and Henches looking for some room, dances his way, and then lost the football. First down, Moorhead.
Allmendinger.
Sophomore linebacker Cade Allmendinger comes up with the loose ball. And to this point, a quick turnaround for the Spuds' fortunes as they start the third quarter on a 51-yard run, and now a fumble recovery.
Yeah, nice job by Allmendinger, Larry. They went with zone read keeper that time, and Henches tried to bounce outside. Allmendinger from that outside linebackers came up. He got the strip and the fumble recovery. That's a great play.
Wide receivers to the near side from Moorhead. Single receiver wide, far left. And the snap is back, and the run is made.
Wow.
Following the snow-plow all the way to about the 11-yard line. That's about a 5-yard gain, make it a 6-yard gain.
Again, they ran that wham play inside, and Javid Carlson got on the linebacker and got right on his hip and just stayed with him while he was pushing them back, and that was neat to see. That was a nice job by Carlson and nice running by Went.
Michael Haugo wide, far left side. Twins receivers near side. Here's the snap back, and they'll keep it on the ground as Carson Went. He struggles his way across the 10 and put down at the 9-yard line. From here, it appears to be just short of a first down.
Same thing, they're running back inside on that wham play, and he bounced it outside and just about broke it, but nice job by of all people, Henches coming across and making the tackle.
DJ Smith has checked in. He is one of 3 receivers on the near side. Owen Thielges lining up in back of him. Here's the turn and the handoff, and the Spuds keep it on the ground for 6. Touchdown, Carson Went, and the Spuds have all of a sudden and quickly put themselves right back in within striking distance.
What a nice line surge, Larry, by Moorhead's right side of the line. They got a hat on everybody and literally pushed people back, and Went just stayed up in that little trough that was there and found the end zone. Great job by the right side of the offensive line.
Well, they will try for 2 apparently, and put the spot up on the board. It is Carson Went. He dances his way, he lunges his way forward and came up short just as he was ready to lean across. He got ankle tackled and pulled back. So that 2-point conversion fails, but the Spuds have scored twice in relatively short period of time. With 8:27 to go now in the third, it is Sartell 16, Moorhead 12. In a matter of just over 3 minutes, the Spuds have scored twice, erasing a 16-0 deficit to pull within 4. It's now 16-12. And Moorhead on the kickoff as Sartell is back in kick return deep. In the air, caught at the 3-yard line. Here's the return.
Nice.
To the far side, the Spuds plugged things up. Sartell on the return to about the 20, and it'll be first down. Just a whole different attitude change in how this game is being played from what we saw in the first half.
I got a feeling that they had a very good halftime discussion about how they need to play football, and I think the discussion has helped out on the field and carried over. And that was a nice high kick, Larry, and they got down. Nice job in lines, and Jacob Roslin was the first person down there, and he made a nice sure tackle.
So it's first down, Sartell at their own 20. Just underway, third quarter. 8:21 still remaining as the Sabres back to pass on the near side, and the catch is made, but the Spuds had 3 defenders. Cade Allmendinger, the player, got away from it, was still on his turning and still on his way upfield, but the whistle had blown. And so that brings up second down.
And what they did is they put the guy in motion that time to the Twins side and just kind of threw a flat pass to him. And Moorhead just did a nice job of reading that. And between Oliver Judd and Cade Allmendinger, they made sure that they were going to not get much on that pass play.
Now second down, Sartell at their own 22-yard line. Cole Henches and the Spuds defensive unit there to make the stop. I wonder if Rain Battle wasn't involved in the play.
Hrdliška was there also.
And Hrdliška was also involved. And that brings up third down.
Again, just trying to run that zone read, and Moorhead's doing a better job of taking away this read, and then the linebackers, they're not getting to the second level, so the linebackers are able to come up and make a good stop, and Hrdliška did a nice job of coming over and assisting on that also.
Ron Otto was also given credit on that tackle. And that stops Sartell to set up third down and 6. Line to gain to 30. Long count in the backfield and looking upfield. Nowhere to go, and he dumps it off to the far side, and it's caught. Sliding away, and then ankle tackled at the 43-yard line. What turned into a touchdown-saving tackle by Henches. And from there, it is first down. Nice pass completion upfield. The run had been stopped, and he went to the air, and Cole Henches threw a strike.
Yeah, good job of Oliver Judd coming off from his. He was covering the left receiver that time and had to come over and make that stop. Otherwise, he'd still be running. Good job by Oliver.
Not only is this a first down for Sartell, but it opened up the field considerably. Off to the far side, looking for some room. Donovan Lund tried to turn back and cut inside the grain. It wasn't open, and he went down. No gain on the play at the 46-yard line.
Yep, tried to run an outside zone play that time, and nice job by the end on that side. Colton Jaklovich, he stretched it out so the linebackers could come up underneath, and Allmendinger and Hrdliška did a great job.
Closing in on midfield. Back to pass.
Nope, quarterback keeper.
And then running forward on the keeper himself, crossing over midfield just barely. Cole Henches on the carry. Stopped at the 49-yard line in Moorhead territory, and it's third down.
And nice
third down and 4.
And that was a nice read by him too. Larry Henches saw that. They ran zone read, and he kept it and went right behind the running back to pick up those extra yards.
See what Sartell has in mind here. 4 receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the near left side. Here's Henches. He'll keep it himself. And he manages to shrug off a tackle and turn upfield to pick up the first down. He is just making the plays from beginning to now.
He really is. And again, ran just the zone read keeper that time. And Field just came across and thought he had him stopped. And somehow he just showed great balance that time and kind of pirouetted to get the first down.
By the time the play was over, Henches put the ball down at the 43-yard line in Moorhead territory. 3 receivers on the near side. Down the line, first man in. Spuds are there to make the stop on Donovan Lund. And he is wrapped up and brought down by Jaden Griffin.
Brought down by Harlichka.
And Herlichka also factoring in on the stop. Then they double teamed on the play to set up second down.
Yeah, good job that time. And Herlichka's playing that inside linebacker spot. They ran the zone read back to their left. He just scraped across the center's nose and helped out with the first hit. Nicely done from his linebacker spot.
Wide receiver to the far side. Back to pass and looking. Stepping up and throwing. Still looking. And still looking. Now will run as the Spud secondary had everybody covered. There was no place to throw. Finally, Herlichka rushes him out of bounds. Then it's third down.
And again, Herlichka's just doing a real nice job from that linebacker spot of after they ran play action pass. He didn't bite on it, just kept floating him. And when the quarterback scrambled like that, Larry, he's just got enough speed to keep up with him and stop them for no gain.
Sartell faces a crucial third down, and they've been able to convert on a high percentage of third down plays here tonight. Back to pass. A screen pass set up. Catch is made, the run is made, and it goes down inside the 35. That should be enough. He's very close. Let's see where he marked down Mathiasen on the reception and the run. And not quite enough.
Short, yep.
Just short by about a half a length of the football, and it's fourth down.
Yeah, it went to a middle screen that time, brought the receiver into the middle. Moorhead thought they had a good pass rush on, and that's hard on those defensive linemen when they run a screen pass like that. They're got the ears laid back, and the quarterback dumps it behind them.
Wide receiver, far side, Matt Voss.
Wow.
Keep it on the ground, still on his feet, struggling. He got loose, and he's still going. How he escaped, I don't know. But he struggled his way through, and that would be quarterback Cole Henches, who continues, and he still continues to be the player here tonight.
Yep, he's playing with a lot. He's just playing with a lot of savvy, and all they did is run a quarterback sneak to the right. And it's one of those cases, I think, where the defense was trying to grab at the ball instead of make the tackle, and he spun out and got extra yards.
All the way to the 23-yard line, and he left an injured Moorhead player in his wake. Tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock kickoff from Collegeville as Concordia takes on St. John's. Both teams with losses a week ago. Concordia losing to Gustavus, St. John's losing to Bethel. And so a key battle as far as league race is concerned tomorrow in the MIAC. And perhaps the key game on the day will be Bethel and Gustavus playing as the top teams in the league scramble right off the get-go. Cade Allmendinger, the injured Moorhead player, is up. He came off the field on his own power, under his own strength. We can assume from that he's going to be just fine. And so with play back in action, Sartell up to the line with a new set of downs. And they reset their offense. And a late arrival. Just into the lineup, and they set. And here's quarterback Cole Henches realigning his offense as he goes from player to player. Turn, handoff, near side. Good play developing for Donovan Lund, and he picks up good positive yardage. Ben Herlichka. Tompkins coming in on the stop as well, and it's second down.
Yeah, Sartell went to a heavy that time where they had two tight ends. They had an eye backfield and a wing, and they just ran the ISO play to the left and got a nice slide surge, picked up about 4. That's only the second time we've seen him in that formation.
Sartell has taken the ball the length of the field after Moorhead had scored in the ensuing kickoff from the 20. Now Sartell faces second down and 6 inside the red zone. Here's Cole Henches, flag is down. He turns inside to tackle and ends up down at the 16-yard line. But a penalty flag trailing the play. And I suspect that from the body language, it's against Sartell.
It's going to be a holding call.
As they were holding as that play unfolded.
Yep, that time they ran zone keeper that time. He took off, but when the Moorhead player was just coming up to make the tackle, the offensive lineman basically tackled him, which is holding, and it's from the spot, so that it's a nice advantage for the Spuds. Set him back a little bit.
Ball resting now at the Moorhead 28-yard line. Sartell facing second down and 17. Receiver one right, One near left, man in the slot, far right side. Here's Henches. Little ball fake, and then he returns and runs, and the Spud defense went initially and then came back home, and A.B. Jala. He applauds his own efforts. And with the stop behind the line of scrimmage, it is third down.
You know what? They did basically, that was just a quarterback draw all the way, and A.B. pushed the offensive guard all the way back into the quarterback and then made the tackle for a loss. That's a nice job. He deserves to applaud himself on that one.
Third down and long. Doesn't seem to phase Sartell here tonight. Under some pressure, but getting away to throw it. He's got his man open. He came back on the play at the 16-yard line. And that's not enough for the first down, but it brings up fourth down and still about 3 or maybe 4 yards.
Yep, and again, just running a crossing route from way across their side. Max Stengen had to chase him all the way across, and kid had to come back for the ball. And Max did a nice job of making sure he didn't get any extra yards, and he had a lot of time to throw the ball that time.
It's fourth down, Sartell. Cole Henches, a short visit along the far side, returning to the huddle. Crucial play. Sartell leading at 16-12, threatening here in the third quarter. Here's Cole Henches, 3 receivers to the right, 1 near left. He's going to throw back to pass up over the top, and he's got his man wide open. He continually finds his receivers unblemished, untouched, and wide open. And Parker Knutson with the catch.
And that time they ran a little stop and go, and he rolled out, gave himself a little time. Receiver ran like he was running that little 5-yard hitch route. The defensive back bit on, unfortunately, and then when he came out of that break, he kind of stumbled and then made him wide open. He threw a strike. Nice play call. Great execution.
Especially when it works.
When it works, exactly. They executed
now,
it perfectly.
The 2-point conversion try. In motion. Here's a quick pitch out on the near far side. Kind of waiting for the block, and then got caught and dropped down. Let's see what the flag is down. There's a penalty flag at the goal line. So we'll wait and see what that is before we talk about the result of that run.
Nice job by Herlishka, Larry, from his linebacker spot again, stopping that.
Nobody seems to be leaving the turf, and nobody's leaving the field. So now Moorhead is walking their way towards the sideline.
Holding.
But holding against Sartell will be declined. They'll take the play. It was a stop. And we will be back for the Sartell kickoff. With 53 seconds remaining in the third quarter, it's now Sartell 22, Moorhead 12. Well, a long and extended conversation out on the field between the officials discussing, I think, what maybe could have been called and what was called. But as it's all said and done, the extra point conversion try is no good, and it's back to a 10-point game at 22-12.
And Kevin just making a point of the fact that he thinks that was an illegal formation. I agree with him, but we don't have a very good angle to see that. But when that guy went in motion, they had 2 slots on that side. They couldn't have had 7 guys on line of scrimmage. They stopped it. I think he's just making a point. Keep an eye on that for us in case we don't stop it next time.
So the kickoff from Sartell. 53 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Very long, time-consuming drive by Sartell that ended up in the end zone. Stopped, but only for a moment. On his feet and running, 40.
Nice job.
Carson Went all the way to the near side. I tell you, he's a dangerous runner. He appeared to be stopped at the 30, but escaped. Slid to the sideline and upfield, out of bounds at the 50-yard line where it's first down.
That was a nice job. Again, they're kicking it short. They don't want him to be able to get any type of run back. He started up. They tried to move something in the middle. He bounced outside. And, he's not the biggest back out there at 5'9", 170, but he plays bigger than that, and he stiff arms people and breaks tackles.
Right at midfield. Moorhead going left to right here as we close things down in the third quarter. Snap is back, the handoff given. Carson Went will be put to work here in the third quarter as he goes down at the 49. They have to run another play for the game clock. There's a 2-second difference between game clock, play clock. Michael Haugo wide, far left side. Man in motion, comes back to the near side and sets. And a quick toss off to the far side. The screen is there and the play is up and up for the first down. Michael Haugo with the catch and the run, crossing over the 40-yard line.
And he's dangerous too, Larry, with his speed. Nice job. They just ran that little bubble screen. Michael took a step forward and came back, caught the ball, got a good block on the perimeter from, I'm not sure who it is, and he did a good job of getting the first down, and he came close to breaking that.
And that play, the last play of the third quarter. We'll return with field switched. After 3 quarters of play, it's Sartell 22, Moorhead 12. Spuds with the ball going right to left, trailing by 10.
Nice.
And on the ground it stays. Across the 35. That turned into a 5-yard pickup. Again, both teams are showing how they can advance the ball after contact.
Absolutely, and a nice line surge that time, and Went did a great job of just staying up with that, with David and getting the extra yards.
A quick toss on the screen to the far side, catch made, run, stopped, got away, leaning forward, should have the first down. Great second effort. Owen Thielges on the catch and run and first down.
That time they ran a bubble screen to his side, and he didn't have lots to do, and he just somehow works hard and breaks tackles and found the first down marker.
Trailing 22-12, we are just underway. Fourth quarter. Moorhead on the drive, now inside the Sartell 30. Quick toss near side, Owen Thielges. He's got some room. He's at the 20. He lowers the shoulder and pushes the play out of bounds. Owen Thielges having a strong performance here in the fourth quarter drive. It's first down.
Thielges, they ran it to the left side that time and ran the bubble screen. DJ Smith did a good job on the corner, so he was one-on-one with that safety, and he laid a lick on that safety. Again, nice stiff arm to get extra yards.
Smith on the near side, Haugo on the far right. And before this play gets underway, Sartell asks for a timeout. I want to make sure, I think they want to make sure also, not only do they understand the play, but they want to make sure they got the right number of players on the field for this. And we will return. 10:55 to go, fourth quarter at Jim Goda Stadium. It's Sartell 22, Moorhead 12.
Reaching out, touching me, touching you. Never seemed so good.
Can't hear ya.
Gavin Quaid throwing off to the far side, and the screen pass complete near the original line of scrimmage. So there'll be no gain on that play at the 15-yard line. And they pick up second down.
Tell you, that was a great play by their Parker Knutson. They ran the bubble screen. He started on almost like a safety blitz, came off of it. The pass was completed, and he ended up coming back and making that for a no-gain tackle. That's a heck of a play.
Again, the Spud showing pass formation, 2 to the near left side on second down. Line to gain the 5. Here's the play to the far side and a quickly thrown pass. He has difficulty finding his receiver when he lines up quickly and throws quickly. It seems to sail or be thrown wide. And it's third down.
That's too bad. Just trying to run the little hitch outside, and he kind of double clutched what he threw, and then when he did throw it, he threw it a little too far outside, and all he could do is get one hand on it, and he just got to hit him in the numbers on that.
Owen Thiel just has visited with Kevin Feeney, and the play is in the huddle. Third down at the Sartell 15-yard line. Michael Hago comes wide near left side. It's one-on-one coverage on the near side. Now man in the slot as well. One-on-one coverage there. And before the snap,
Kevin.
Moorhead got a timeout asked for and taken, and just before the play clock ran out. So the teams are meeting with their coaches and will return with 10:13 to go in the fourth. It's Sartell 22, Moorhead 12.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
Out of the Moorhead timeout, Gavin Quaid lines one up and throws into the end zone, and it was way out of bounds.
That's too bad.
It was right there in the corner. As he tried to hook up there, the pass was just thrown wide, and that brings up fourth down. And so with the field goal still a factor as far as points needed, it's time for that attempt.
Yep, this is a big kick right here.
Revar Kakis is on for the field goal attempt. He's got a good leg. Ball spotted at the 20, so this would be a 30-yard field goal attempt. Let's make it a 31-yard attempt as he spots the ball down at the 21. Snap is back, the approach, the kick is on its way up, and it's blocked, and this can be returned. It can be returned and then scrambled after. And so another problem for the special teams.
Yep.
And the turnover on that missed field goal gives the ball back to Sartell at the 35-yard line is where it was chased down and downed. with still 10 minutes to go here in the fourth.
And nice job by their number 3, Parker Knutson. He came off real hard and flat with a left-footed kicker. He came from the right side and laid out, and that was a heck of an effort. He timed it just perfect, got around the corner, and the ball was kicked a little low because I suppose he's trying to kick it a little harder than he normally would because because of the distance, and they did a great job of blocking the field goal.
So Sartell, with time in their favor, scoreboard in their favor, starts this drive. And the play comes down at the 36-yard line. About a 1-yard pickup there before the stop. Herlichka on the stop along with Tate Lynn.
Nice job again, just running that inside zone. He tried to bounce it outside. Herlichka's playing that linebacker spot like he's a pro, Larry. He's coming across, and he's doing a nice job of wrapping up so that they can't get extra yards.
And the near hash mark moving left to right, leading by 10. Cole Henches has changed things up with his tailback, and he gets the call. Nice hold, opens up, but it's shut down quickly. And with the stop made on Will Mathiasen, it is now third down.
Again, running inside zone, and Herlichka did a great job of getting out the guards block and stopping that for a short gain. And he's just doing a nice job at that linebacker spot right now. Big third down here.
Third down and 6. Wide receivers to the far side, including Aiden and Lang. Taking their time, Parker Knutson now goes in motion. Here's the snap back, and a long look in the pocket is thrown, and the pass is complete. Perfectly thrown toss pass out on the far flat. Hauled in by Lang, and it's first down. Aiden Lang on the reception to move the chains.
That's a nice job by Lang too, Larry. He came out, sat down in between the linebacker and the safety, and waited, knew where he had to get for a first down, and there was enough time there and made a nice throw, a nice catch, and got the first down.
Give you the strength, an idea of the strength of what Section 8 football is like this year. Sartell came into the game tonight with 1 win. It was their season opener against Tech. Moorhead was 3-1 coming in. Here's the play down. Off to the far side, and Mathiasen tried to wrestle his way through. Picks up another yard, maybe 2 yards before being put down at the turf at the 48-yard line.
Yep, they ran outside zone that time, and he just bounced it outside. Moorhead had the opportunity to stop for no gain. He broke the tackle. He runs hard, and he got an extra 4 or 5 yards after that.
A.B. Jala given credit for the tackle, and it's second down. Line to gain for Sartell, and that's another thing they've done so well tonight is sustained drives.
Yes, they have.
Not just 1 first down in a series, but 2 and 3. And then a big play. And this time the Spuds defense is there for the stop, wanting desperately to get this thing turned around. And we have talked about how things have been playing for Sartell. Cole Henches, the quarterback, was in on that run. And it's third down.
Yep, zone keeper that time, and nice job. The front four did a nice job of not making sure that they get penetration that time, Larry said. There was no cutback lane that time, and A.B. Jala filled that hole real well.
Receivers are split. Back to pass and looking. Getting away. How did he know somebody was behind him?
I don't know.
He was facing north. The defensive run was coming in from the south, but somehow he felt the rush of air coming at him and stepped out of danger's way and ran up field for a first down.
Yeah, Moorhead's defender was looking at a sack that time. He came off the edge real hard, and he just stepped up like he's supposed to do, and then ran for the first down. And I like what he did when he got the first down. He decided to slide that time.
To the Spud 41-yard line, leading 22-12. Time becoming a factor with 6.5 minutes to play. Mathiasen on the run. And he goes down after a short gain.
Wrapped up by Lynn.
Tate Lynn was there again and on the stop for Moorhead. And now you got a feeling that perhaps Cole Henches and company will be keeping a longer look at the time clock just to make sure that they take as much time to their favor as they can.
Yeah, they're not in any hurry getting up the line of scrimmage right now, and I don't blame them.
Moorhead needing 2 scores to get back on top. 22-12 our count. And here they are waiting for the play clock to run down before the snap. Quick toss over the middle is complete.
Nice.
He throws nothing but strikes, and the catch at the 25 ends up inside the 20. Put it down at the 16-yard line where it is first down.
And nice play call, and all that was a simple slant route to the left receiver off of play action, and he just cool as a cucumber back there. He saw where the window was and threw it right in the window for first down.
And from there, Sartell, now with a little over 5 minutes to play. A new set of downs inside the red zone. Here's the snap back. And the call goes, Spud's defense is there to plug things up. But even then, the Sartell run offense gains something. This was short, maybe a 2-yard pickup.
Wrapped up by
Halishka coming up with another tackle for Moorhead.
He must have about 25 tackles tonight. He's been all over the place. Again, and it's basic what they're playing. They're either running inside zone or outside zone or zone keeper, and they're getting some good pushback and picking up 3.5 yards every time.
Now second down for Sartell. Play clock is at 13. It's running. 3 receivers come to the near side. Cole Henches waiting. Snap is made. Takes it into the line. Moorhead crashing in on the backside of the play to slow play down and then make the stop. And that brings up.
Ball carrier, wrapped up by Otto. Third down.
Again,
Ron Otto making the stop. And it's third down now, still needing 2 yards to keep this drive going with 4 minutes to go. Sartell, a very impressive performance to this point.
Yep, and they're being very patient with the clock right now, and they're in 4-down territory. They only need to get half of this right now.
Cole Henches waiting on the snap. Spuds jumped into the zone. They couldn't wait any longer. And that 5-yard penalty becomes a penalty half the distance to the goal, and it's first down.
Yeah, that's going to give them a first and goal.
On Moorhead,
that time he switched up the count a little bit, I think, and they were trying to anticipate the count and maybe gave a hard count, who knows, from up here. But it wasn't just one guy that jumped. There was about 3 guys that jumped offside that time. They're just trying to make a play here, and now we got first and goal.
As a defensive player, you're always anxious to get in and make the big play, make the stop, make something happen for your team. And this time it cost 5 yards, and it'll be spotted inside the 5. And it's first and goal for Sartell. Now from under center. Taking a look, Cole Henches will take the snap himself. And as you might expect, when he takes the snap, he's going to keep the ball himself. Mathiasen leading the blocking into the end zone, but the play had already dropped down. Keeper, Jaklovich coming in with the stop on Cole Henches.
And that was a nice job by Jaklovich too, Larry. That was just a quarterback keeper all the way, just basically a quarterback sneak. And he came and ripped across the face of the tackle and made first contact and hung on for dear life until he could get help. And that was a nice job by Jaklovich.
Let's see how aware they are of the play clock. Currently set at 9 and counting down. There's the snap. Quick toss into the end zone. It is up for grab. And incomplete. Moorhead's defender in that far corner was up in front of the receiver. And Knutson, the intended receiver, had it knocked away.
Good job. Oliver Judd was defending on that one. They just tried to throw a little fade pass and actually a back shoulder. And Oliver wouldn't have anything to do with it. I thought he was going to pick it for a second, but nice job of knocking it down. What's really nice is stop the clock.
2:28 now showing. Sartell knocking at the door with a 10-point lead. Rolling near side and looking. Throwing into the end zone. Touchdown. I missed. There it is. Touchdown. I was looking at one receiver, didn't see the other. And he picked on the near side, and the touchdown is good.
Yeah, they went play action that time and brought him out of the backfield. The linebacker stepped up and Nice job. He hit him right in stride, and the linebacker, there's no way that linebacker on that side can keep up with that time because he bid on the play action. Nice call, nice drive.
Well, put-away drive.
Pretty big hill
It's a
here.
put-away drive.
Really did. Nicely done.
Spuds came out of the locker room and got a couple of breaks and a couple of big plays and scored twice in a matter of 3 minutes. And Sartell then resettled, got back into it. Here's a pass complete into the end zone for the two-point conversion. A near-perfect game tonight for Sartell to take the advantage. 2:24 remaining in the fourth quarter of play at Sartell 30, Moorhead 12.
Wow.
Live from the Moorhead Public Service Sports Desk.
Pam is a small business owner. She is swamped. Pam knows she needs to advertise, but is overwhelmed by all the options. What if there was a way for Pam to have access to a team of media experts? What if this was at no extra cost and didn't require a contract? Meet Avenue Right. Save time, money, and get peace of mind that your advertising dollars are well spent.
Outstanding performance tonight by Sartell as things have dropped their way. Here's the Sartell kick, and looking for some room to angle his way upfield, and it just is not there. It goes down at the 20-yard line. From there it is first down. So a 70-yard drive completion by Sartell that took, I bet, 6, maybe 7 minutes
at least
off the play clock.
Yep.
That two-point conversion try pass is good, and with 2:24 showing, it's Sartell 30 and Moorhead 12. And Sartell is just that close to their second win of the season. A play like that does not indicate a 2-win season.
No, it doesn't.
But it's that time of year. This is when Sartell traditionally knows
that's
how to
what we
play
always
well.
say. Look out! Here comes Sartell. It's late in the year, and they start gelling, and they've had a good game plan, and they've executed it very well tonight.
Back to pass, and looking upfield, leaning back and throwing. It's picked off. That's the third interception thrown tonight. And then down it goes. Pass intended upfield.
That's
for
too bad.
DJ Smith. Knutson comes up with a defensive play. If we've got a couple of players that have been mentioned more often than the others, Parker Knutson is one of them. Cole Henches is one of them. Both play for Sartell.
And that's too bad right there because the ball was thrown pretty well, and when DJ went up to go get the ball, he mistimed his jump. So when he came down, safety was behind him, and all of a sudden said, look what I got an interception. He just mistimed his jump that time.
2:07 remaining.
Wow.
Moorhead has one timeout to use if they choose to. Hand off left side, and the Spuds defense swarming on it, but he can't bring him down, and finally he works his way loose, wriggles his way loose, and goes down at about the 30. And that's the near the original line of scrimmage. Donovan Lund on that carry. Jaklovich making the tackle for Moorhead. Clock is running with 1:46 remaining.
And they are in no hurry to get the play.
They weren't in any hurry a little bit ago, and they're less hurried now.
Less hurry now. You're going to see that play clock is probably going to get down to about 3, 2, somewhere in there. They've done a good job of managing the clock on the last drive, and now they're going to do the same thing here.
So on the pass formation, one left, two near right side. Keeping it on the ground, that'll keep the clock running if he doesn't step out of bounds, but he got pushed out. I think there'll be a little lesson learned in the huddle or with the coaching staff and the player as Mathiasen on the carry ran out, and it stopped the clock with 1:15 to go.
Yeah, ran the outside zone that time. Moore did a good job of stretching out, and then they actually let him keep running before they tied him up to get him out of bounds. That was a nice, smart play on that side by Jaden Griffin that time. But, boy, got to tell him, fall down. Fall down.
Wide receiver to the left, Caden Garlock. As Cole Henches steps in under center, takes the snap, hands it off, caught from behind, tackle made. Herlishka again squeezing his way in on Mathiasen there to make the run, and Herlishka the tackle. And as you mentioned early on, it'll be interesting to look at the statistics in spite of the score here for Moorhead tonight to see how well some of the players have done, especially Ben Herlishka.
Yeah, Herlishka's had a heck of a job on defense, Larry.
And of course, Carson Wendt has put up his normal numbers on offense. But this game belongs to the team of Sartell, as they have absolutely been able to figure things out. Mathiasen on the run to the far side. They pushed him to the open side of the field with 29 seconds to go.
And that was Herlishka again.
And that was a fourth down play. I guess I lost track of that. Fourth down there, and the ball on the stop gives the ball back to Moorhead with 29 seconds to go. Moorhead will go on the road next week. When they travel to Elk River, it's a 6 o'clock game at Elk River. And then Sauk Rapids before going on the road to finish up the season against Rogers. Meanwhile, Sartell will take their game to Alexandria coming up next week, and then we'll finish with Bemidji. Nice run upfield across the 40.
Wow.
Play will continue on. Carson Wendt on that carry. And the Spuds pick up a first down on that play, which is purely an academic thing right now. And the snap is made. Run to the near side. Stop by Sartell. It looked like
they're not even going to run a play, Larry.
They don't need to run one here with the game clock at 19, the play clock at 39. And we'll watch the clock run down. It was not the homecoming affair that the Spuds had hoped for. Sartell absolutely shows their worth. We'll recap today's game when we return. Our final score, Sartell 36 and Moorhead 12.